Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Chainsaws, where I sit down, I rant, I ramble, I talk about what has happened over the last few weeks or week. So if you guys enjoy the content I do and you would like to see more, I suggest you head on down to that like button as well as subscribe and ring that notification bell if you want to be notified of anything else I do on this channel. So yeah, it's been pretty chill few weeks. Recent events, well, being dumb, I burnt my hands on a stove. So that was cool, you know. Yeah, I burned my hands basically. So yeah, it's been pretty rough in terms of trying to draw, but it wasn't really that bad. After like a day of just like resting my hands, it's all back to normal. I have a bunch of blisters on it, but otherwise it's not too bad. It's like 1 or 2 blisters, and that's all it is. It's recovering pretty well. So I can still draw, I can still animate. I'm actually glad I can actually still work on shit. So I'm actually happy that it wasn't that severe and it wasn't that bad. Thank God. Glad I have good reflexes that I can actually like move my hands out of the way just in time, so I didn't actually light completely on fire. So that was cool. That's how the week started, I guess. So yeah, that's how we're starting our week. So far we've worked on some animation. So yeah, I've been getting deep into the animation for my short film. I'm going through different things and figuring out different things as well in terms of the style, how to actually animate while moving the camera. That is one of my biggest things, to try and figure out how I would adjust to the angling of the camera and the movements of the camera in terms of frame by frame animation. So yeah, that is something I had to learn moving forward. Otherwise, everything has been pretty well at work, pretty chilled. Deadlines getting done, everything getting done. So yeah, I'm pretty cool with that. Also, there's other types of content I will be putting on this channel as well. So if you guys enjoy power scaling, I thought about a cool Webtoon series where we power scale Webtoon characters, and I thought that would be actually a cool series. Depending on the series, those videos might take some time to actually complete. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, there's many various other things that I'm also working on in the meantime. So far, I'm working on Kill All Heroes. We're grinding through all these panels and putting out these episodes. Right now, I think I'm working on episode 9. If you look out on the screen, we're really getting to the juicy parts here. Very interesting how the story is actually turning out, because as you know, I'm a pantser, so I plan things on the spot. So even I don't see certain things coming until I actually do them and I think about them. And so yeah, so it's like kind of a surprise to me as soon as I work on them. And usually I can't really wait to show you guys, but I have to wait until the episodes are released on a weekly basis, so I kind of have to wait for you guys to kind of see it. So yeah, that's pretty cool, unless you catch me on a stream and I maybe divulge some interesting information about that. But otherwise, and I'm really looking forward to hopping back on the Merchant of Ignatius, because we're getting pretty close in terms of finishing these episodes, and I will be hopping back on the Merchant of Ignatius. So before the series is even done, I'll probably be hopping back on the Merchant of Ignatius anyway, and that will be really cool to actually hop back into that. I know a lot of people enjoyed that series. That was one of the series that I'm looking forward to going back to. That I'm pretty sure there's people who still subscribe to the series waiting for season 2. So I'm really glad to actually deliver back on that commitment I made to them for that series. Like I said, it won't be that long. So yeah, like I said, it's like 3 to 4 seasons. So yeah, we'll see how far we get with that. It's gonna be pretty cool to explore the characters and everything like that, what goes on with those characters. In other news, recently Kim Jong-gi, I know he's a pretty famous artist, but I didn't know much about him. I've seen some of his work before and I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. For those of you who don't know, he has passed on, and hopefully his family's doing well with it, and I wish him all the best in wherever he is right now. Hopefully his legacy carries on with the people that has learned from him, and maybe his students would carry on his work the best they can. And recently we had a guy who created an AI to kind of copy his style and do things with it, which was pretty shitty thing to do. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, it just seems like a really shitty thing to do. I don't know how you not know that. It's gonna piss off the art community. People are gonna see it in a different way. They're not gonna think it's cool, and you still still did it. Rightfully so. Everyone on Twitter shitted on this guy because, he shitted on Kim Jong-il's, memory like he wasn't even halfway into the grave and this guy's already doing like AI shit with his work. And, and AI isn't that bad. It's just when you use in certain, there's a moral aspect to it that people don't kind of get. There is a moral aspect in terms of the artworks, there's certain things you just don't do. And I feel like it's kind of like, let's say you're a musician or something, right? And let's say like Michael Jackson. Yeah, that's the thing that just popped into my mind. Let's say you make a AI to copy Michael Jackson's voice, the way he sings, the way he articulates things, and then you use that to promote your business and various it's just very scummy stuff to do. It's like what like a heartless corporation would do. So like seeing this guy do this is like, yeah, it's not a good thing, man. Like I'm all for AI optimizing the workflow, but I wouldn't use it in that way. Like that's just, what I mean? Like you just don't use it in that way. I don't know how else to explain it. Like people seeing it can clearly see what's wrong with it. I don't need to explain it. You can just see why it is wrong. And if you're for it, that's fine. But you have to realize that is a shitty thing to do, and that might make you an asshole. So that's cool. If you want to agree with that type of people, that's fine. I've also heard some pretty shady things about PayPal, and now people are kind of leaving PayPal because there's some shady shit going on with PayPal. So I don't know. I've used PayPal. I don't have much on PayPal anyway, so I might switch to another different alternative. We will see what happens. I don't normally get paid through the PayPals. I know there are fans who donate money to me or whatever, and it goes through PayPal to my account. So that's what it is. Yeah, I'm looking for some really good alternatives. If you guys have any alternatives in mind, you can drop it in the comment section down below. That's always helpful. Any other comments you would like to drop in the comment section down below on anything I've said, do that. Also, back to Webtoon, I just want to let you guys know that Webtoon is still holding Kill All Heroes hostage. I don't know why they just don't want to give my comic back, but if you guys want to see new episodes that I have uploaded, you can check Manga Plus. New episodes will be coming out on there. There's Delia, Tapas, Global Comics. What else is there? Webcomics app. There's various platforms you can see Kill All Heroes. If there's a platform you're reading, Kill All Heroes will be on there, so feel free to actually check out. So yeah, links to all those platforms will be in the description down below. So yeah, you guys can check it out on any other platform. It seems Webtoon is missing out. They kind of just holding my comic back, and that's fine if they want to do so. Just gives me more time to build that buffer for my Webtoon when it does pop off, so that whenever Webtoon releases my comic from its bondages, I will be putting up, I think, as much episodes as I can and still consistently hold my buffer so that I can come out every week. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Kill All Heroes is almost done anyway. We're on the 9th episode, which means we have about 6 more or 7 more to go. So yeah, we're almost done with season 1 again, so that's pretty cool. It's nice to know that I'm actually getting through this pretty quickly, because that means I just have another comic under my belt that's almost completed. I just want to get as quickly as possible back to the Merchant of Ignatius so that I can start finishing up that comic, because I want to get some comics done. You know what I'm saying? I don't want things to just lay there and not be completed. I want to actually have a completed comic under my belt, you know what I'm saying? So I know, okay, that shit's done, I can just move on to the next thing. So that's pretty cool. Also, I just wanted to point this out. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but why is this like, there's this like wave of like white characters being turned black? Like, what's happening, guys? Why are they being turned black? And not only black, like, they're just making them gay as well. So now they're gay and black. So I'm like, oh, okay, guys, like, this is like when inclusivity and like diversity becomes way too crazy. Like, I get you want to represent every single person, or at least trying to, but there's a point where it's like, okay, guys, we going way too crazy. we swinging, the pendulum swinging way too much, and we can't just keep it over there. And if that's gonna happen, trust me, as history happens, usually when a pendulum swings up in one way, it's gonna swing back harder in the other way, and we don't want it to swing that way. not at least again, because that is even the worst in this way. You know, I'd rather have that than like, and yeah, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about yet, but yeah, I'd rather have it the more, you know, weird, diverse, all over the place type way than the other way. But you know, in a way, I'm not too against it, in the sense that corporations are fucking up so much now that it's a really good time for indie creators now, because people are now looking for alternatives to what is being pushed out through the mainstream, because they're not with it anymore. It's just not their thing anymore, or it's transformed into something that they just aren't into, you know. And it's weird because like I don't see why we have to take characters that are already established as their specific color, already established of their gender and whatever. Like, it's already established, like, this is the character, right? Now, if you want to do your own little spin on it, that's fine. Like, for instance, like Superman. Like, Superman is just a title. You can obviously have different Supermans. That's fine. But, like, when it's a person, like, for example, the old Velma thing, you know? Velma's now black. I don't know exactly. I didn't check out the full thing, but I've seen some images and I've seen some articles, and I'm like, okay, why are we doing this? And Shaggy is like black now as well, so I'm like, okay, what's going on now? Like, you're just taking a character that was established the way they were already, and now you switching them up into a different, not only a different gender, but also a different color in terms of their skin, and that's really weird. I don't know, I find it weird. It's kind of like blackface. It just seems like blackface shit. Like, that's what they're doing. But instead of like just making their faces black, they're making them full on black, which is just weird. I find it very weird. You know, at the end of the day, do what you want. I really don't give a shit, because I'm gonna keep doing my thing, but I just find it weird. Maybe it's just me, but this is what I'm seeing, and it looks insane from the side of the world, you know. I don't know. I've never seen anything that weird. I don't know if it's like, because I know it's more of a Western thing. I don't know, in South Africa we really don't give a shit about that. I don't know if you want to make them purple, green, or blue. It doesn't fucking matter over here. Like, you can make them whatever. Make them whatever, you know. We don't really give a shit. We have other problems to worry about right now. But at the end of the day, like I said, this is a great time for indie creators now, because the mainstream is fucking up. They're fucking up real hard. They're messing up real bad, and I enjoy every minute of it. Now, granted, many people who work for these mainstream corporations and bigger corporations are losing their jobs and are getting fired. I don't know, like, that part is like, you know, as a creative, like, I'm like, yeah, that's not cool, because now many people who's worked on these productions and just doing their job are now losing their job, and now can't make ends meet and actually put food on the table for their family. That's the point where I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up. But at the same time, I'm like, this is a good opportunity for them to actually establish their own indie creations and, you know, start that line of work. Because as we're moving forward with AI and all these weird things they're doing with diversity and all these weird things they're doing like with other things, you know, it's just getting even stranger and just more weirder. The whole world is just turning into some sort of weird fictitious that we would have seen from like our past. Like, we would never imagine the world would be this way right now. We're stepping into some weird like fictitious zone now where just everything is just in chaos. And you know, I don't mind it. You know, I live in the chaos. I am pure chaos. You know, that's just me. I've learned to live with a lot of chaotic shit in my life, so I'm pretty cool. It was gonna happen, and you know, it just is what it is. I'll get through it either way, because that's what I am. I adapt to shit. Whatever happens, you know, I find a way through it. I find a way to adapt to it, and that's the best of artists are the ones who can do that. So whatever happens, whether it's AI, whether it's this thing, like I said, like, the best ways to get through it is to adapt to it and find ways around it or move into it. Like, there's only those few options. You can go against it if you really have to and you really need to. I mean, that's fine. After certain things that I go against as well, you know, you have to. I have certain set of morals and obligations that obviously I put forward. So there's certain things that I uphold to, and so I stand against certain aspects of certain things, and that's just humans. You know, we have our own set of things that we believe, we have our own set of things that we're into, and that just shapes and molds us as humans. You know, that's just what we do. We find our little group, we find the people that we relate to the most, we hang out with them. You know, it just is what it is. You know, we're social creatures. Anyway, I've been rambling. I don't know how the hell we got here, but Black Valma. Also, Fred is still white, so I don't know. I've recently noticed this as well. For some reason, like shows like keep this like white person in the show and just portray them as really dumb and ignorant. Weird. I don't know. There's always like these weird underlying messages and things you have to read between the lines in, and it's just so freaking weird. You know, so weird, and it's bleeding into like kids cartoons, which is like why do we even need that? Just let the kids be kids, okay? Let them do kid shit, okay? Can we just let the kids be kids and let them do kid shit? Like, why do we need to force like our, you know, political stuff and, you know, diverse stuff and or whatever views we have onto our kids? You know, just let them make the decision for themselves when they're older. You know, let them grow up, let them be kids, let them play outside, let them do, you know, play Fortnite, whatever, you know, kids do. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been a kid, okay? In my parents' eyes, obviously I'm still a kid, but like obviously I'm a bit older now. I'm nearing the years of the 30s. No longer a kid. I'm at that point where people call me uncle now. So you know that's when you know. You know, that's when you know when a kid, you know, walks up to you and is like, hey uncle, can you help me with something? And like and I've been that status for quite some time. You know, I remember this one time I was in high school and I went to go visit my brother's school. So he was in primary school at the time. I think middle school, if that's what you guys call it. I think that's the same thing. Primary school, middle school, I think it's the same thing. But basically primary school, I'm gonna say. Yeah, he was in primary school, which is like grade 1 to 7. So that's like primary school over here in South Africa. Yeah, he was in, I think, grade 4 or 3. I can't remember. But at the time, I think I just entered high school. And I remember going over to my brother's school for some sort of event. And I went over there because I was supervising him, because obviously my parents were busy. So I went over there to supervise my brother. They thought I was his dad. And this is a like thing with me. Like whenever I grow out my beard, I just get, my age exponentially grows. Like from like anything in between 20 to 40. Like it's nuts, right? As soon as I shave my beard, you know, I look like a 16, 18-year-old. Yeah, oh my god. Maybe not like an 18-year-old. Maybe like, yeah, maybe 18-year-old. I can say 18, 20-year-old. Like when I shave my beard, like I'm definitely in the young age ranges. Yeah, I get that. I think I get it from my dad. My dad looks pretty young for his age as well. He looks like he's in his like early 30s, you know, if he shaves his beard, you know, and cleans up. Yeah, so I was one of those kids, guys. I was one of those kids who you didn't know was either in his mid 40s or he was 12. Yeah, that's the type of discrepancy that people had of my age. And when I shaved my beard, like me and my brother would look like, they would think we twins. That's how identical we look, actually. And when we speak more or less the same. Just giving you some insight into my life, and I've probably rambled on for way too long, talking about all types of weird shit. So we're gonna keep things moving. Don't forget, I will be live streaming this Saturday, and I think I'm gonna start a bit earlier, maybe 8 p.m. SAST. I think I'm gonna start at that time. So yeah, that's gonna give us some more time to actually stream. So yeah, be there or be square. Also, all the links to my socials as well as my comics and other projects are all in the description down below. And don't forget, this is your second reminder to hit that like, subscribe, as well as ring that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.